Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. The battle for chips continues to heat up. Since China stopped purchasing Micron technology, American chip giant, Micron's market value evaporated by 20% overnight, and the quarterly loss of $16.1 billion was a strong counterattack. And the United States finally couldn't sit still. They are preparing to sanction leading Chinese chip companies in the next step, as a response to China's behavior. However, China will not back down from this, and the real whole card is yet to come. The United States violated the principle after losing $16.1 billion. On the surface, their ban on China's chip field mainly suppresses Huawei, but it is not the case. Over 1,200 companies in China have been included in their list of entities, and they have also recruited other countries to form a Quadrat Alliance and tripartite agreement. Their ambition to curb China's development is clearly revealed. In this regard, China will not sit still and stop purchasing Micron chips directly, strangling their necks. The loss of $16.1 billion made the American media anxious. They violated the principle of fairness. However, China is not as unreasonable as the United States. China began to conduct a security review of Micron in March this year. On May 21, it was found that Micron did have network security problems. All processes were reasonable and legal, leaving the United States silent. This trick didn't work. Fortunately, they played the trick of threat, preparing to sanction Changshan Storage, the leading chip manufacturer in China. It is their consistent style to achieve the small thinking behind the scenes through technological monopoly. Previously, the Harvard laboratory took the lead in discovering a coenzyme factor, the core substance of domestic changluoyin, which extended the life cycle of mice by 30% in the experiment, and the Qingbei Joint Experimental Center also found that it had effects on the heart and blood vessels. Positive potential. Backed by hundreds of millions of middle-aged and elderly people in China, and the current situation of frequent cardiovascular problems, they firmly grasped the extraction technology of this molecule in their own hands, and shouted the sky-high price of $20,000 to $30,000 a bottle on JD.com, harvesting China middle and high-end users. But this time in the field of chips, their methods may not work. China gets rid of its technological dependence on the United States. China must hold technology in its own hands. In the long history, China has suffered too much technological loss, and no one understands the truth of the weak eat Chinese food better than China, and independent research and development is imminent. In the field of chips, China firmly implements the principle of mastering core technology. Among them, Changshan Storage, which was named in the United States, moved their cake on the basis of independent research and development. As early as 2019, China broke through the technical barrier of 19 nanometers memory cores, becoming the fourth manufacturer in the world to break through this technology, and has long since gotten rid of its dependence on foreign technology. China is gradually taking back the core technology into its own hands. China has also developed the first green enzyme production method for the above-mentioned harvested sky-high coenzyme factors. With a simpler purification method, the domestic changluoyin curing agent was developed, and the price dropped by more than 90%. At the same time, nattokinase, which is known as the natural enemy of thrombus, is added, and the thrombolytic ability is increased by about 50%, which can be shared by more ordinary people. According to 618 user portraits, 70% of transactions come from first and second-tier cities, and middle-aged men aged 35 to 50 are the first among them. Mr. Ma from Dachang said, China's age group has more or less such needs. While regaining the domestic market, China also counterattacked overseas. 80% of the raw materials worldwide come from domestic production. Scholars in the Harvard laboratory have to admit in their papers that after testing a variety of raw materials around the world, only the molecules in the domestic Changluoyan passed the test. Moreover, China's rare earth, radar and other trump card technologies are all leading the world. China has also updated photovoltaic silicon wafers, rare earth refining, and LiDAR to the list of export-restricted and prohibited technologies, so that the United States can only watch helplessly. In addition, Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, the two major U.S. industrial giants, have also been included in China's list of unreliable entities to express China's position and respond to U.S. suppression. The chip war is still going on, but China has also proved to the world with continuous breakthroughs in technology. The blockade of the West cannot lock China's independent research and development, let alone lock China's rise. But at the same time, China cannot be complacent and must recognize the current situation. It is admitted that in the fields of lithography machines, programming software, machine tools and other fields, there are still problems of being stuck, and there is a certain gap from the world's top level. Ahead, China still has a long way to go. I believe that as long as we continue to persist in the independent research and development of core technologies, in the near future, under the leadership of Chinese scientists, we will be able to move towards a better sea of stars. Thank you for your watching. Welcome everyone to leave a comment, like and share.